Thought I had did that. All right. Shalom, 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 and welcome to another episode of EOID Basics. Okay, last time we was here, we gave you a pretty good understanding of what the woman is talking about. We showed you guys how when the Most High is speaking about women, he's speaking about doctrines. He explains that a woman is a doctrine. All the different forms of the word woman used are speaking about doctrines, whether it's a mother, a sister, a wife, a maid, virgin, uh, concubine. All of that stuff means the same thing. It's talking about a form of wisdom, a doctrine. All right. We went through and we gave you some examples of it. We brought the precepts out and just so you know, this is a show that we like to try, if at all possible, to be interactive. And we want the people to participate. And we got a lot of elders out here. And if elders got something to say and they want to add their precepts, you all know we will take them precepts from them elders and put it up there just to let y'all know these elders out here know what's going on too. So if you're an elder out here and you got you some precepts that you want to be presented on the show, we will allow you to do that. But Elder Samuel gave you the breakdown of what 1 Corinthians 11 was talking about, right? Whenever it started talking about the head of the man and the head of what the woman is and the head of Christ and all that other stuff, he explained it to you. If you haven't seen it, go back, watch the video, and you'll be able to get a better understanding so that these men from these different camps and churches that keep degrading these women, telling them that, you know, everything wrong in the Bible is talking about how y'all won't do what y'all supposed to do. Woman too stupid to teach. The Most High won't let no woman teach. All the women, you know, is whores until they get up under a man, and all that stuff is a bunch of foolishness. Y'all have to do the exact same thing that that man has to do in order to get any kind of salvation. All right. So today we're gonna give you just a little bit more on this woman so we can close the loop on this here. We're gonna start off with Elder Yohanan. And Elder Yohanan, he's gonna give us a breakdown of some of the things that you need to know. And after he gets through with that, Elder Samuel gonna give us some understanding of, remember we mentioned about Samson and Delilah, so that you understand that the Most High is actually saying something specific when he talking about women. He talking about doctrines. All right. So we're gonna go on ahead and turn it over to Elder Yohanan, and you can go ahead and do your thing, Elder.
Hey, shalom, 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 people. What's going on?
Right.
So here we go. We're going to go over 1 Peter 3, because we know we get a lot of people talk about their wives and wives' subjection and who's the leader and all this foolishness, and basically sound like the Most High God wants to have women in servitude all the time, which ain't the truth. All right, you're your
That's
own
right.
person. You know what I'm saying? You're your own person. You know what I'm saying? Nobody here on earth is supposed to be nobody's slave,
Correct.
Right.
right? Whatever you should be doing to anybody or doing for anybody should be out of the kindness of your heart. If you love somebody, you're going to do what you got to do to love someone. You know what I'm saying? You'll fix somebody a plate because you love your husband.
Right.
Not because the Bible, somebody grabbed the Bible scripture and told you that.
Right.
So here we go to 1 Peter 3:1. And Elder Jariah, can you read those wonderful words of the Lord?
Yes, sir. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
So this is heavy right here. We used to bring this out when I was in those carnal camps, when they'd be like, hey, officer, could you please help us with marriage? But let me help you out with this marriage between you and the Most High. We're going to help you with this marriage. All right.
Right.
It said, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection. All right. So now let's view two ways you can be in subjection. We're going to go over to Jeremiah 34:8. We're going to show you ways that you could be in subjection. I hope you guys like the music selection we got going for y'all today.
You're doing a very good job, sir.
Yes,
Really
sir.
appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? To get you relax your mind as you get this word.
Yes.
All right, read that, Elder, please.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah chapter 34 and verse 8. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord.
So this is the word. Talking about the words of this Bible that came to Jeremiah. He got the doctrine, right? Read.
After that the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people.
What's a
which
covenant?
were
Sorry about that, Elder. What's a covenant?
That's a doctrine.
That doctrine with all the people, which were?
at Jerusalem.
So they were in Jerusalem. They were in the spiritual doctrine. Read.
To proclaim liberty unto them.
So freedom. What is the liberty? This spiritual doctrine.
Correct.
Right.
The truth's gonna make you free. That's the spiritual
right.
doctrine.
Right.
Yeah.
Read.
Verse 9. That every man should let his manservant and every man his maidservant, being an Hebrew or an Hebrewess, go free.
Now I see a lot of Hebrews and Hebrewesses sitting out there in them carnal camps being slaves to them.
Yes.
Yes.
Slaves
Yes.
of money,
Yeah.
but it's a law
Yes.
that you're supposed to let them go.
Yes.
Yes.
They're
That's
not
why-
supposed to be.
That's
not
why
supposed to be
we
in church.
always say, whenever we teach, we just teaching you what these words mean. After you learn what these words mean, you don't owe us nothing. Of course, people come together to fellowship and all that other stuff, but all of that, well, now you need to wash my car. You know,
Right.
I mean, I'm having some trouble getting these old Jordans put together. You know,
Right.
that ain't what you're supposed to be doing.
Have your wife
I'm
come
a
and
free agent.
have your wife come and cook us breakfast in the morning.
No, that ain't the way it's supposed to be. And if you're doing that, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
But he's talking about to let them go free of the doctrine.
Yes.
So this is what he talked about, going free of that doctrine. All that carnal stuff that you're doing, you got to go free from it. They're supposed to let you free from it. Read.
Yes.
That none should serve himself of them, to wit, of a Jew his brother.
Of a Jew, his brother. Of a Jew, his brother. So you're not supposed to serve those carnal doctrines, those carnal understandings. Going to church, paying tithes and offering, but not going into the Bible and giving you 2 or 3 precepts to let you know what a tithe and offering is. That is questions and answers.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
Hold up, I'm having something going on here.
It's all right. You all right over there, Bob?
Need me to take it?
Okay, there we go. All
Okay,
right,
thank
verse
you,
10.
man. I was worried. I had my heart beating there, bro.
I know,
Man,
right?
I
I'm
had
over
to
here.
take over for you once before. It wasn't pleasant.
Right.
Over here struggling, man. Verse 10. Now, when all the princes and all the people which had entered into the covenant
Uh-huh.
heard that every one should let his manservant and every one his maidservant go free,
Mm-hmm.
that none should serve themselves of them any more. Then they obeyed and let them go.
This is we talk about subjection. This is somebody subjected to a doctrine. They heard that they're not supposed to be under that doctrine. They're supposed to tell the truth and let them people go. All right. What did they do? Check out what they did.
Verse 11. But afterward they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids whom they had let go free to return, and brought them into subjection for servants and for handmaids.
This is a prophecy that's going on right now. This is what we're fulfilling right now. This is what we're explaining right now. You guys see the doctrines. You see that it's a lie, right? And then once you've seen it's a lie, you start to walk out. You start to vote with your feet, as a famous elder told me.
That's right.
They started to vote with their feet. So then they turn back around or better yet, they see a class that we teach and then try to come back and teach against what we just said. That's returning you back into that subjection, into that
minus
doctrine.
the precepts.
Yeah, minus the precepts. Whole lot of UFOs.
Let me bring up one scripture.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Go to Acts 7:39.
Yes,
This
sir.
is what Elder King Johannes is saying right here. You don't belong to no one but God. God. This is exactly what he's saying right here.
39.
Oh, 39.
39. Uh-huh.
Might want to start at 38.
Yeah, start at 8.
Acts chapter 7 and verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai.
We know that Sinai is the Mount of Sin. We know that Christ, the doctrine, God is talking to Moses. Right? Okay.
And with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us.
The spiritual interpretations. You must speak the oracles of God. 1 Peter 4:11. The spiritual interpretations. Read.
Verse 39. To whom our fathers would not obey.
Your teachers are your fathers.
Yeah.
IUIC, Nathaniel, Kalai, Yawasip, they are their fathers, keeping them in prison.
Yes.
Read.
But thrust him from them.
The cornerstone, the cornerstone. Y'all keep throwing away the spiritual interpretation, which is the cornerstone, Christ. Read.
And in their hearts.
See that? Their mind. So it's in your mind. Matthew 15:19, Mark 7, 51. Read.
Turned back again unto Egypt.
See that? Psychological prison again.
Right.
Yep.
House of bondage. Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. That's what Elder King Yan is talking about.
Yep.
Go ahead, Elder.
All right, we're going to run since we over here. 1 Peter 3, and go over to 1 Peter 5. What does God say about doing that? Are you supposed to be, somebody supposed to be ruling over you like that? Telling you what to do? Telling you how to run your marriage?
I think not.
All right, let's get this out the Bible.
First Peter chapter 5 and verse 2. feed the flock of God, which is among you.
That's what we're doing right now. Everybody under my voice right now, under the elder's voice, we're feeding the flock right now with the spiritual understanding of the parables. Okay, read.
Taking the oversight thereof.
The oversight. You're up in heaven. You're in Jerusalem, which is above is free. This is the oversight. Read.
Not by constraint,
Uh-huh.
but willingly.
So you're sitting on this channel because you're doing it willingly. God called you and you listen and you're sitting here learning. So you're doing it willingly. You're not sitting by constraint in a building when they tell you, brother, y'all, we supposed to meet up on the Sabbath. It's a law. Then you really don't want to be there. That's by constraint.
Right.
Making you do something against your will is by constraint.
Yes.
Something you don't want to do is by constraint. You can't go to the state park. He tells you 3 times you're supposed to be there before the Lord. Right. But don't show you no precepts of what that really means.
Right.
Then you got to come out your pocket to go to a state park, to go to Passover, a carnal Passover. Breaking
and
your
take
pockets.
all your money.
Right.
And
by
take all your
constraint.
money to satisfy Pharaoh's seed. Pharaoh. Because you're back in Egypt again.
Right.
If somebody tell you that fire is the word, and then tell you that a pillar of fire came out of UFO in the wilderness and led some people,
Oh my.
that's by constraint.
That's by constraint.
There's no precepts to prove
I
that.
agree.
Right. Read.
Not for filthy lucre.
Not for money. This
Yes.
word is supposed to be free.
Yes.
Yep.
But they charging you alms. They charging you tithes. Buy my book. Buy this, buy that.
Yep.
Buy this garment. Come to this festival. Come to this. That's filthy lucre. They charge you for lucre. They didn't write this Bible, but they charging you for their interpretation. You notice y'all don't pay nothing. It's free 99 here on the Elders of Israel.
That's right. That's right. That's how much it costs. I know that's right. So I don't want no problems with the Most High about this word.
None.
This is doctrine.
Right.
But of a ready mind.
Ready to hear. You're ready to hear. Ready to hear the word. That's what all God wants you to do. Ready to hear it so you be able to understand it, meditate on it, so you be able to go out and teach. That's your only job. Learn the spiritual, learn the parables so you can teach. It costs us nothing to do this. We do it because we love God and we love you. We love our brother. So we don't, it's nothing for us to get up and teach this word.
Nothing.
Verse 3. Neither as being lords over God's heritage.
Whose heritage?
God's heritage.
No, the Israelites.
No.
God's heritage.
Nathaniel ben Israel.
No, sir.
God's heritage.
God said you're not supposed to be lords over the heritage.
Yes.
That's right.
That means coming up with your own words for the law and saying what it means. The law is the heritage.
Right.
He changing it and putting you in constraint.
Yeah.
Right. Read.
But being in samples to the flock.
How? By performing love thy neighbor. Performing 2 or 3 precepts. Not no AI pictures.
Nah.
Yes.
Not no history books.
Nope.
Not no other man, no video of somebody saying something, but using the word and the word only.
That's correct.
That's it.
Back to 1 Peter 3. Read it again.
Yes, sir. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
All right, stop.
It was one thing I did want to bring out, because you was talking about that being in subjection, and how these men are putting these people in subjection. They're putting these women in subjection and so forth. And Nehemiah spoke about that. Go to Nehemiah 5 right quick. We're gonna just read it down. I'm just gonna call it out. You know, hopefully we'll be able to get the precepts in there in the chat. But go to Nehemiah 5. Read this kind of quick, Elder, because I don't want to take too much of Elder time.
Yeah, you're fine. We gonna start at 1.
We're gonna start at 1.
All right. You already going to the wise anyway. Good. It's funny how.
Look at that.
Scary.
Read that, Elder.
Sir, Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse
Read
1.
it kind of quick.
Yes, sir. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews.
See, this thing that whenever you understand what the Bible is talking about, you know this is a book of prophecy. Okay, so he telling you what's gonna happen in your day, cause what they doing now over there, got them people in subjection, all the women in subjection and so forth. They did it before. This talking about during Nehemiah's time. Okay, but it's just a similitude of what's gonna happen in your day when the men get that power and they start taking advantage of them people. Just like what is it, 1 Samuel 8 told you what was gonna happen whenever you put a king over you. Next verse.
And God is your king.
Yeah, God is the 2 or 3, y'all. Okay, that's your king. The king and priest is the doctrine of 2 or 3. Read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. Verse 2. For there were that said, we, our sons, and our daughters are many. Therefore, we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live.
Next verse.
Eat means to learn. Right. The food, the corn is the knowledge.
Yeah. But check out what they did.
Verse 3. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards.
For going to paying for Passover, paying for going out there to the state park, men's conferences in different countries and all this other stuff. Y'all see what's going on? Read.
Right.
Lands, vineyards, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth.
So the dearth. Dearth means that you starve. Okay, so the thing is, what you're doing is you think the men, they got the answers. So you mortgaging everything that you know in order for them to teach you something, because you think they got the word.
Right.
When they actually don't. Because Nehemiah explaining something that's happening now. And if y'all know how to read this stuff spiritually, you can protect yourself. Go to the next verse.
Sir.
Verse 4. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute.
That's who y'all giving tribute to.
Right.
Y'all giving y'all tribute to those men who y'all think is got the understanding of the Bible. When them men ain't doing nothing but hustling y'all, right? They're doing everything that they can to get them shekels out your pocket. All right. So if you sitting there and you saying, hey, we at the end, the world about to be over, what they need that money for?
Oh, hey. According to somebody, the world ain't supposed to be over for 20, 30 years.
Well, I guess they're gonna shorten the thing up a little bit, because they also talking about these UFOs. I mean, that's supposed to be the green light for everybody getting up out of here.
Right.
Which one is it, brother?
Yeah, it's a big hustle. That's all.
Yeah, it's a hustle.
It's a big hustle now. It's turned into a big hustle, and they know it. Yes, that's why they run from elders of Israel, because we're straighten them out. They know it.
That's right. Read on.
Verse 5. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children.
Yeah, so you done went and you done turned over all that you own over to them now. They're leading you. You're their slaves now.
Right.
See that? Read.
And lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants.
Yes.
And some of our daughters are brought into bondage already. Neither is it in our power to redeem them.
You stuck. Read.
For other men have our lands and vineyards.
See, so you done went and turned away all your stuff. Now you don't even remember the stuff you learned before you walked up in there. You ain't got nothing to fall back on. All you doing is following what they said.
Right.
All right. Now see what old Nehemiah started talking about. Read.
Verse 6. And I was very angry when I heard their cry, and these words.
See that? The prophets who's spiritual, who ain't charging nobody, we're angry.
Right.
We are angry because we know they taking advantage of them people. Y'all sit there and say, man, it seems like every time y'all come on, y'all talking about them. That's right. We angry because we don't want to see our brother get taken advantage of. Y'all protecting these hoods and these crooks, and y'all acting like they righteous, but they still hooks, crooks, and robbers. That's what they are. And they taking these people money. And that's right. We mad as all get out because these people that came down here to these people down here where we are and then turned these people against their own mamas and their own family members because these men say so. Read this last verse for me.
Verse 7?
Yes.
All right.
Verse 7. Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles.
That's why you always hear they name in our mouth. Because our brother wrote this down. He said, when you come up against them nuts, I'm going to tell you what I did to them so you could do the same thing. That's right. This is a prophecy. He wrote this for the prophets of the day. He said, whenever they get up there and start taking over them people like that, rebuke those nobles. The nobles is the leader.
Yes. And I want to talk this through. Abraham took Isaac. God told Isaac. He told Isaac. He said, told Abraham, take thy son and sacrifice him for me.
Correct.
Not for you, Abraham, but for me.
Right.
That's what he said. He's mine, Abraham.
Right.
That's what he was saying.
Read on.
Yes, sir. And I rebuked the nobles and the rulers and said unto them,
what he told them?
Ye exact usury.
You using them people for their money. You using them for their knowledge. You using them they using their trucks to go and take y'all stuff here and there. Some of them coming over there cutting your grass. Some of them making sure that you able to save money on this. Well, I'm gonna cut you a deal on this, that, and the third. Y'all fixing their cars, all kind of stuff y'all doing for them. They using y'all. That's what usury talking about.
Right.
It ain't talking about you charging a high percentage on a loan. That ain't what it's talking about. You talking about you using your brother unrighteously. That's what the name is, the recipe.
Every one of his brother.
That's what y'all doing to y'all brother that y'all claim to love. My brother, come in, join with me, my brother.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Read it out.
To worship your king. To worship your king. You notice they say how y'all sit very low. Very low.
Yes. Beneath them.
Yes. Peasants.
Yes, sir. And I set a great assembly against them.
We turning everybody we can through our words against the unrighteousness of these camps and these churches that's telling these people that they got to be a slave to them in order to get salvation.
Right.
Well, that's what I call them. That's what I call them. Slaves.
Slaves.
Yeah, that's all they are.
They slave.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. 1 Peter 3:1. Likewise, ye wives.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. We're going to deal with wives. I'm going to try to make this. So we're going to go back to our favorite chop them up. But you can't get around.
Work for me.
All right. We're going to go right here. We're going to deal with this. We're going to show you what a wife is. And we're going to show you two famous wives in the Bible. All right? To back this up. Read.
Sirach chapter 15 and verse 1. He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her.
The knowledge of the law is the her. Okay? Read.
Verse 2. And as a mother shall she meet.
Hold on. I want you to keep that word mother in your head as I go through the next couple of precepts. All right? Read.
Shall she meet him and receive him as a wife married of a virgin.
And the knowledge is going to receive you as a wife married of a virgin, means it's not tainted. It's not defiled. It's not a lie. Yes. It's a pure word of God. That's what you're going to get. Now,
That's what meat
How
means.
how can a mother still be a virgin?
Impossible.
right,
It's
Impossible.
got to be a doctrine. It got to be a
Right.
doctrine, y'all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Verse 3. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him,
mm-hmm.
and give him water of wisdom to drink.
So all that is talking about wisdom. The mother, the wife. We're gonna go to one more because I'm gonna get here. I give you a nice little setup right here. Remember, I told you about that word mother.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 8.
Mhm.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Thy mother, the law of thy mother.
Hmm?
Now let's deal with two famous mothers here in the Bible. We're gonna go to Genesis. This is on Eve. What did God call Eve?
Interesting.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 20. And Adam called his wife's name Eve,
Mm-hmm.
because she was the mother of all living.
The law of all living.
That mean that Eve was Adam's doctrine?
Talk y'all through so y'all know real quick.
Wow.
Genesis is not talking
Wow.
about the Bible is not talking about the creation of this world. No, he's talking about the creation of his doctrine coming back into a man.
Yes.
That's all Genesis is talking about.
Yeah.
That's all it's talking about. Y'all see, this is the reason why people don't believe the Bible.
Yes.
Because y'all take the Bible and y'all run with your own doctrine. Oh, it was talking about the Big Bang. So now people like, I don't want to deal with the Bible because it's too convoluted. It got too many questions. Nobody's sitting here breaking it down. But Genesis 1 told you that it was going to be that way. It's going to be a void of understanding. It was
Yeah.
darkness on the earth.
Yeah.
And we are the light right now. And you, as you're listening to this, are the light that's shining through all this darkness because you're getting the truth of the Bible. All right. So
Yeah.
Eve was the mother of all living. Living is the spiritual law.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she's the mother of it, meaning the law of it. So guess what Adam had to do? What was Eve then? 2 or 3?
Yes.
That's what Eve was. Let's deal with another mother. If you might not believe that, okay. Because he could be, stay right here in Genesis, what people say.
You don't believe in no goddesses, y'all.
Nah. Let's go to 1716. Let's deal with another one. Famous wife, and we go up one. Read that for me.
Genesis, yes, sir. Genesis chapter 17 and verse 15. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Name means
So-
wisdom.
Right. So the doctrine went from carnal to spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it.
Changed. Yep.
Yep. The name changed. I'm going to prove it. Read.
Verse 16. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations.
A
Kings.
law of nations.
Kings of people shall be of her.
So we just showed you about subjection. So the kings is not talking about somebody ruling over somebody. A king is a prophet in the Bible.
Yes.
It's a prophet. It's a preacher.
Yeah.
A preacher of God's word is a king. That's why they call Christ what? King of what?
King of kings.
See what I'm saying? That's all it is. So mother of nations. Now we're going to run right on over to lovely Galatians. Foolish Galatians.
Foolish Galatians.
4 and 20. She's going to deal with this Sarah again.
Yep.
Galatians.
Galatians chapter 4 and verse 20. I desire to be present with you now, and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you.
Oh, that's not what. Yeah, that's 22. Sorry about that. I'm gonna drop down to 22. Good times constraint. Back on Sarah.
Verse 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid,
One in subjection. One that was in a carnal son, a carnal doctrine. Read.
the other by a free woman.
One that was at liberty. So it was free. It was the truth. It was spiritual.
Yes.
Verse 23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh.
After the flesh means the natural eye, how you read the Bible. When you picked this Bible up and you thought the sheep was sheep. When you read this, you saw the 10 Commandments on TV with Charlton Heston, and then you read your Bible, your mind, and put it that and planted that in your mind. And you thought that's what the Bible was talking about. When you seen a movie or you read the Bible and you saw Christ walked on water, that's what you actually thought. That is the bondwoman. That's bond. You're bonded with that because somebody showed you.
An AI picture of a UFO with a beam coming out the bottom of it, and they talking about that's a beam, that's a pillar of fire.
Yes.
That's the bondwoman.
That's the bondwoman.
Just so you know.
If somebody show you a history book or something way back in the day that got nothing to do with the Bible, you're bonded to that, and you believe it.
Yes.
Yeah. You're now that's the bondwoman because that woman is the doctrine. You're bonded to that.
Let's get a precept for that.
Yes, sir.
2 Corinthians 3 and 6.
All right.
This is what the Elder King Yohanan teaching right here. It's two ways, y'all. If y'all literally read this Bible, you're gonna be deceived.
Right.
2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. Who also made us able ministers of the New Testament.
New Testament. New
Testament.
New
spiritual. Spiritual. You've been
Yes.
born again when you can read it spiritually.
Correct.
Read.
Not of the letter.
When you just read the Bible as a natural man, you've been deceived.
Yeah.
Remember, the sting of death is the law.
Yeah.
Read.
But of the Spirit,
The spiritual interpretation.
Yes.
for the letter killeth.
You walking stupid. Now you really gonna be celebrating new moon, looking up at the sky. You gonna believe in spaceships. Yes, with a show. You really gonna wear dingleberries on the bottom of your shirt, and it means something totally different.
Correct.
But
Read.
the Spirit giveth life.
That's the one who gives the right understanding. The spiritual interpretation have arrived. Go ahead, Elder King Henry.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir.
Elder,
Yes,
he
sir.
said that the only law that's done away with is sacrifice, right? Like killing animals, right? They read the Bible, and that's the part that's done away with. The actual carnal interpretation of the Bible is done away with. He keeps saying that the sacrifice of animals, yes.
Because he wants you to steal, he don't want you to kill the old person in you. You're supposed to die daily.
Yes.
That's what Paul was sacrificing that man daily.
Yes. Correct.
You see, that's spiritual. 1 Corinthians 15:31, he said, I die daily. He killed that old person inside daily, the man of sin. Romans 6 and 6, he sacrificed that beast in him. Ecclesiastes 3 and 18. The letter of the law is stupid.
Correct.
Verse Galatians chapter 4 and verse 23. But he who was of the bond woman was born after the flesh,
That carnal mind.
but he of the free woman was by promise.
That God was going to give it to you.
Yes.
That liberty.
Yep.
Verse 24. Which things are an allegory.
So Sarah and Hagar are allegories.
Yes.
Allegory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the allegories for? Read on.
For these are the two covenants.
Two doctrines.
Yes.
Read.
The one from the Mount Sinai,
One
Carnal.
from that carnal lion church.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
which gendereth to bondage.
Oh, that keeps you enslaved. Keeps you
Yes.
paying tithes. Keeps you
Yep.
wearing capes on your back.
Yep.
Keep
That's right.
Read.
your bowing down to your bishop, Nathaniel.
Mm-hmm.
Can't lie. And you know they drinking alcohol in those buildings every Sabbath, every new moon,
Wow.
bringing alcohol around them children.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you sit there anyway and take it.
And then the man come in, everybody got to stand up and salute him. You just made him a king
Yes.
over you. Read.
Which is a gar.
That is the Hagarenes. You seen that before?
Mhm.
Same thing.
Yeah. People following the carnal doctrine. Yep.
Right.
Verse 25. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
It's the sin in the desert. I mean, there's no water there.
Mm-hmm.
No understanding.
And answereth to Jerusalem, which is now.
That's what you're hearing right now is a smooth tones of Jerusalem.
Yep.
And is in bondage with her children.
All those people that's in them camps right now are in bondage right now. But they hear us though.
Mhm.
They hear us,
Yeah.
but they're scared to leave.
Yep.
We're here to free you.
That's right. That's right. Well, latch
right.
on to that. Latch on to that freedom, son.
Yes.
You need the head north
You're right.
to your
Head,
freedom.
head north
Yes.
to the
Yes.
star. That's not a spaceship,
Yes.
That's right.
but the prophet.
Oh, that's right.
Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free,
Mm.
which is the mother of us all.
Is the mother of the law of us all. Jerusalem. 2 or 3 precepts
That's
is the
right.
mother of us all. You gotta
Right.
get them. You gotta prove it with
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Bible.
Yes.
Yep.
I told y'all to keep your mind on that mother. I was gonna bring it back to you. All right, so we'll go back to First Peter. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit.
Yes, sir. First Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands,
You the husband, because you believe.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
that if any obey not the word,
What word is he
They-
talking about? The word of God, correct?
That covenant
Mhm.
that you just talked about.
Right,
One
right.
about seven?
That
Yeah, the free covenant.
The free
Yes.
covenant. Yeah.
Yes.
Read.
they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
That your teach the doctrines that you're teaching. That's
Right.
the conversation that the wives should be having. The spiritual,
covenants.
the spirit, the spiritual law. 2 or
Yeah.
3.
Yes.
Verse 2. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Married, you coupled, you're married. You joined
Mhm.
together in fear of the Lord that you're gonna
Mhm.
say something
Yes.
wrong. Right.
Mhm.
That's what Elder King had to doing that. He's when you chastise a person, you continually smite them with
Right.
the right precepts,
Right.
You say a Psalms,
Chasten-
what's that?
chasteness.
Yes.
A chase version.
That's what
is
you're doing.
What Paul was trying to
Yes.
make you a chaste virgin to Christ.
Yes, you've been corrected
Yes.
over and over for him.
Him
For
who
Christ.
chasteneth, he loveth, or something like that.
Yeah, he
Yes.
chastens who he loveth. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So he correcting you with the
Yep.
right spiritual interpretation. That's what Elder Kenyon is doing.
That means Elder King Yohanan love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love you. But wait a minute.
Verse 3. Whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair.
Plaiting the hair. Hair is wisdom.
Yeah.
So when somebody's plaiting it, when you plait somebody's hair, you're twisting it over each other, right?
Yep.
That means you're mixing it. You're
Yep.
mixing the doctrines, not with mixing other doctrines. That's what the plaiting of the hair is talking about.
Yeah. Ain't got nothing to do with your hairstyle. No, it's not.
Nah.
It's not against God's law if you got dreadlocks.
No.
Okay. The
No.
men say that ain't our custom and all that. They don't know what they talking about because they don't know what hair mean. Okay,
Right.
y'all. Y'all need
Yes.
to find out what these words mean, and then you can whittle out what it's actually saying. Ain't nothing wrong
Yes.
with a woman or a man wearing dreadlocks.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. A lot of old wives' tales around here. These old
Oh,
Jewish fables that they teach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of wearing of gold.
I see a lot of purple and gold around here, ain't it?
I sure see a lot.
Got
That's
him.
right.
Right. Read.
Or of putting on of apparels.
So what they're doing is they're wearing wearing the gold is they teach something righteous, then they put on an apparel of something different. They change their garments.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now they mix. It's the
The
same thing.
doctrine.
He's
Yep.
changing the doctrine. So that means they're mixing. So you got the gold is the word of God. Then they put on an apparel of something else. They took off the armor of God and they put on a different apparel, which is a different doctrine. So they might mix it with a history book.
Yeah. But that's how they draw you in, though.
Right.
You hear something,
Yes.
it's gold because it's the first time you hear. You like, oh my God, the black people are the Israelites. Yeah,
Yes.
it's gold in, and then whenever they get it, they're just using that to draw you on in, so that they can go ahead and get you sitting down in them seats. Because I remember it was an old prophet. He said way back in the day that 12 tribes chart. They said that thing. They started talking about that thing. They was like, man, I don't. They say we know it ain't true, but we just want to use it to draw them in here. Then we gonna clean it up once they get up in here.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's how they got them people believing in that 12 tribes chart.
Which is all
Right.
false.
That's what they do. They change their apparel.
Yes.
The righteous people gonna realize that it's just an outward adorning.
Yes.
It's not true. Once they get in there and they see it, they'll realize that they short on the precepts.
Yes.
This thing is a lie.
Hold on.
Right.
Even if you look at it on the outside, look at it carnally, which is, the hair, you got the beards on your face, they got the gold rings on, all that bright gold in that Superman suit, and all the garments on the street. He said, let it not be of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
But he said, let it
Yes.
be what? This is telling you also who the true Israel, not Israelites. We're not light in Israel. We are Jerusalem over here. We ain't light.
Yes.
That's right.
Read that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Verse 4. But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
Inside your mind.
Mhm.
He talking about let your mind,
Spiritual.
your thoughts be pure about it. Let it be spiritual. Let me think about loving my brother. Read.
In that which is not corruptible.
That corruptible seed, that corruptible doctrine. Was that First Peter? Was it
You got 1 Corinthians 15,
1:23.
start talking about-
123? That's what it was.
Yeah, you got 1 Corinthians 15, start breaking down, started about 15 and 50, start talking about corruption versus incorruption and all that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
A correct doctrine.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is in the sight of God of great price.
That's what God wants. That's the goal. That's the goal God wants.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he recognized that.
Right.
Verse 5. For after this manner in the old time,
Old doctrines.
the holy women also.
So I just showed you an example of 2 holy women.
Yeah.
I showed you. So we know what we're talking about. Read.
Who trusted in God,
Mhm.
adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
In his mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
He knew what he was talking about.
Controlling his doctrine. He got
Yes.
control over his doctrine. He ain't letting his doctrine. He get up in there and he start adding stuff to the doctrine. The next thing you know, he talking about UFOs.
Yes.
Right. That's whenever you lose control of your wife and you start
Yes.
telling people a bunch of outlandish and damnable lies. That's whenever you done lost control over your wife.
Yes.
All right.
Your doctrine.
Yes.
Verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
calling him Lord.
So now I know y'all have to call your husband Lord because Sarah called Abraham Lord. That's not what it's talking about, people.
It sure
He
is.
controlled. He understood how to teach that doctrine. He
Correct.
corrected it.
Correct.
Remember the name changed. It changed
Yeah.
again from Sarai to Sarah.
Correct. He kept that doctrine in constraints. He did
Yeah.
not
Yes.
let that doctrine get wild and outlandish like some of this
Yes.
stuff that they teaching y'all, sitting up and there, people talking about, oh, you seeing all these drones, wink wink. You know, that ain't no drone, that's that's a chariot of God. Well, if y'all holy, why he ain't got in contact with you? Why he just
Yes.
showing them? If it's all
Yes.
over with, why they ain't telling you to go ahead and get packed? Hey, meet us
Yes.
over here in Cleveland. We're gonna come and pick
Yes.
everybody up in Cleveland.
Yes, please,
You know,
please.
but that ain't happening. Cause he lying. We
Right.
keep
He's
saying
lying.
we gonna
He's
keep
lying.
calling it out. Cause y'all notice he ain't telling y'all where to meet the UFO. Cause
Yes.
he made it up. They passed that
Yes.
thing down. They used to show all of them paintings of them UFOs picking people up. This was back in the 60s. They was doing that stuff. He got that same lie. He done added
Same lie.
listening to it, and all of y'all believe in it. If the UFOs coming to get you, what they gonna
Bye.
are they gonna be using US dollars over there in Uranus?
Yes.
Come on, buddy.
Bye. Call the
Figure this
UFO
out.
and
Come on.
goodbye.
Hey, but
I told Amaziah, I said you gonna see it, he gonna lose his mind.
Yeah.
Cause see, now he really gonna act like he crazy, so y'all gonna have sympathy for him.
Right.
But after that, but really he don't took y'all salvation, he don't
Yes.
took your money, and believe it or not, a lot of y'all was already in the kingdom.
Yep.
Already in the kingdom and don't even know it.
Gave
Right.
it up.
right. Read it from top.
Yes, sir. Verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord,
Mm-hmm.
whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well.
Do good. You're taking 2 or 3 precepts. That's how you do well. You go
Yes.
you go and look it up in the Bible.
Yeah.
Read.
And are not afraid with any amazement.
Because you believe it. Once you start to prove it, you can believe it. Prove all things. You have to prove it.
They can't amaze you with all that hocus pocus. And
Yeah.
all them AI pictures and all that other stuff. You sitting up and down like, man, you should be ashamed of yourself.
For even believing it.
Right. Come on, bro.
Verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands.
When he's saying
Well-
husband, husband is not gender specific.
No.
Women have doctrines too. They have wives too.
Right.
Y'all
Yes.
understand that? Sometimes the Most High he'll call it a daughter, like that Syrophoenician woman, and she had a daughter that
Mhm.
Christ healed. He corrected the woman doctrine. Y'all just can't see it because y'all don't know the way he talk.
Right.
But that woman got a daughter, a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got to do the same thing. It ain't gonna be, oh, you know, the man, he gonna do whatever, and then he gonna say, yeah, you go ahead and you just come up under my coat right here, my wife, you come up under my coat, you gonna get in on my, no, that ain't how it works. You got to do the same thing that man does. You better learn what's going on and don't depend on that man, because he can't save you.
Right. So women, you could be the husband too, because not carnally, but he's talking about a mankind, as in human being.
Yes.
You're a man.
Yes.
So
a human.
Yes. There we go. That's, we can say it like that. So if you have a doctrine, you have a wife. That's not, like he said, it's not gender specific. So he's talking about husband, man or woman. That would have
men trying to marry Christ. They trying to marry Christ. The guy who was the Christ is a man. So are those men trying to marry a man? They know it don't mean that, but they use it to trick you into getting and being subservient to them. That's not what it means. Because ask them, why do you feel comfortable talking about marrying, being a chaste virgin, marrying a man?
A man.
Because they know it don't mean that, but they use it to trick you, to take your self-esteem and all of that, to get y'all to serve them. That's what's going on.
You're a slave. Women, you're a slave at IUIC. Straight up, you're a slave.
And in them churches.
Yes, and them churches too. You're slaves. He pulling you deeper and deeper in the pulpit. That's what Revelation is talking about. He gonna come out that pit and pull you right back in. That's what he's doing. He's in a pit, pulpit. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Elder Yohanan, when you get a second, I want to throw Tobit 4 and 12 in there.
All right, I'll give you the chance. I just want to break down according to knowledge, and the rest you can have the rest.
Yes, sir. Dwell with them according to knowledge.
What knowledge? Let's get the knowledge. Is it Isaiah 28:9?
Yeah.
This is how you're supposed to read your Bible.
Yeah, you have to do it this way.
We're gonna read it. Well, how you supposed to read your Bible?
Well, they used to say, trust but verify.
Right. This is how, and this is how you do it right here.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge?
A husband, you, male or female, how are you going to teach knowledge? Read.
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
The doctrine of his Bible.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breasts.
Now, carnally, who has milk in their breasts in this earth? Women.
Yep.
So we're talking about we're talking about the doctrine.
Yes, the
doctrine.
The milk is the fruit.
Right.
Let's prove that point. One more time to interrupt you. Job 21:24.
Good.
He's talking about the doctrine, y'all. A doctrine. Because see, the Most High's language is totally different. Remember, the letter of the law will lead you to death.
Yes, sir.
Reading it carnally. Read that.
Yes, sir. Job chapter 21 and verse 24. His breasts are
his breasts.
Exactly.
What man do you know got breasts? Don't say no transgender. That's not what he's talking about.
Correct.
Right.
And even they didn't have it anyway.
You see that? His breast. This person got in his mind, the breast is loins of the mind, y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
It's a different language, and that's what we study over here. We study the spiritual interpretation. Because if you read it literally, you're gonna die. You literally gonna die. Yeah. Walking dead, being born again, or really the second death, or walking carnally. That's what he's talking about. We're trying to help y'all to be reborn again to learn the spiritual interpretation. Go ahead, Elder.
Yes, sir. His breasts are full of milk.
His mind is full of milk. Carnal.
And his bones
words, his doctrine. His Numbers chapter 30, verse 2. Exodus chapter 12, verse 46 and 47. Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 1 through 2. His bones, their bones gonna rise up. Their doctrine's gonna rise up again. And that's what's happening now. These prophets' bones, their doctrines are rising up. Stones are also doctrines. Exodus 31:18. Read.
Yes, sir. Are moistened with marrow.
That's it.
Yeah. Marrow is meat.
That's all he got. Yeah.
Hold on, we're gonna deal with that milk. Let's deal with that milk.
That's not all the thing you got. That's why he ran from us. He still debate, but he wouldn't dare come over near these lions.
You
No.
ought to ask yourself, why is it that we're bringing out these concepts and you're not familiar with them? All of these elders who've been watching us for all this time, they already know this. Why is it that all of y'all over there in that camp don't understand this? Because y'all paying them. Now, y'all done paid them all that money. Hear these simple words. Y'all don't know what they mean. So if y'all actually come across a prophet who actually know what stuff mean, he start asking you these questions. Just like Elder Sammy sitting up there, he done spat off like three precepts for bone, and y'all don't even know that. That's what I'm saying. Y'all not being educated. Y'all not circumcised on the 8th day. That means you educated in the doctrine. Y'all don't know the doctrine. And that's what's going to end y'all. I'm telling you. Go ahead, Elder.
Yes, sir.
It's on the milk.
Come on back. You want me to go ahead?
You good?
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. I thought I cut you off. Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. Turn my volume up. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat.
Because you're born again. You need milk. A baby need milk. You need a simple understanding. That's what we're feeding you right now. We're feeding you milk.
We're feeding you the deep basics.
Right. We can't give you the meat because you're going to choke on it.
That's right. That's right. And you'll never get meat over there with Nathaniel now. You'll never get it.
No, you'll never get it.
You'll never get no meat. You won't be able to stand on your own 2 feet going over there with them. When you stick and try and find out what this stuff mean, you're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Because you ain't got to please nobody but God. You ain't got to please no man. You just got to please God. He told you love your neighbor. Do that.
That's it. That's it.
Read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. Verse 13. For every one that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
Boop. Now let's go back over to Isaiah.
Yeah.
Now read that again.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk.
So you're not a babe anymore. You can start eating meat. You're starting getting the deep understanding. Read.
And drawn from the breast.
Okay.
Verse 10. For precept must be upon precept.
No, AI picture.
No. Stop now.
He said stop now.
You see,
that
he
picture
just
down.
said the one that's weaned from the milk, right? So now he's going spiritual.
Yes.
You see that? So the ones who spiritual got to find the spiritual interpretations now, not the milk precepts like
sir.
Nathaniel do. He's moved on to the who gonna teach this knowledge, the one that's weaned from the milk. So you got to get the spiritual interpretation, what it means spiritually, precept upon that precept. Those are breadcrumbs that Christ was dropping, and he connected them. See that?
Yes,
We
sir.
just showed you like precept upon precept. Y'all just seen the precept upon precept for the word milk. You see precept upon precept for the word woman. This is how you're supposed to read your Bible. Read.
That's right.
precept upon precept.
Precept upon history book.
No, sir.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
All
sir. No, sir. Stop that.
right. I'm just making sure you guys are with me.
No. We're paying attention, bro.
All right.
Yeah, brother.
Line upon line.
Those are fringes.
Or
Core.
yes. Chords and
Line.
lines are precepts. Y'all see
Yes,
how
sir.
he's saying it, right? It means the same thing.
If you
Y'all
notice
see that?
I need you to count how many times he said it too.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Mhm.
Line upon line.
Hmm.
Here a little and there a little.
Because it's all over the Bible. You're going to find it here a little bit here. You're going to find a little bit in the Old Testament. You find some over there in the Apocrypha. You're going to find it all over the place. But the precepts are all there.
Yes.
It's all saying the same thing.
Yes.
Verse 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue
Not
will
shut about
he.
Not shut about a Honda.
No,
Honda, Mazda, Honda.
Mama say Mama sa Mama kusa. What he's saying is it's a different language. You see how we just found you different definitions. The milk means something different. The belly means something different. Heart means something different than what you carnally think. You have to go precept upon precept to find out what these words mean. Read.
And another tongue will he speak to this people.
Yes, that's what we're doing right now.
Tongue. You got a different interpretation. It's
Yes.
a different translation of the Bible.
There you go.
Not the literal tongue, the spiritual tongue of using 2 or 3 precepts to establish what a word means. That's what's going on.
And it's not taking somebody else's carnal rendition of what they think this Bible is saying without the precepts and saying it in Spanish or another language. You still got a carnal interpretation. The tongue that God talking about is the definitions to what his words mean so that his people can get his understanding of it.
Yes.
Yes. Well said.
Verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, and there a little.
That's not.
And the one that's weaned from the milk, according to knowledge.
Yes.
That's the priest for the Most High, according to knowledge. His knowledge, the spiritual interpretation.
Giving honor unto the wife.
That's how you give honor, because you're starting to prove everything for your doctrine. Read.
As unto the weaker vessel.
It's weak when you don't have nothing to back it up. So you have to build it up to be strong. Read.
Gotta die daily.
Right. The vessel is your doctrine because it holds water. Water is the word. Read.
And yes, sir. And as being heirs together of the grace of life.
You and your doctrine, after you build it as the weaker vessel and you start proving it by going precept upon precept, line upon line, according to knowledge, you have the grace of life, which is the spiritual doctrine with the Most High. Read.
Yes. That your prayers be not hindered.
So what you're teaching will not be rejected of God. That's what he's talking about.
Yes.
All right. So that is all I have for 1 Peter 3, 1 through 7.
Oh, praise the Lord.
All praise.
So,
Yes, and I want to. Go ahead.
All praise to the Most High for Elder Yohanan doing that for us and letting the people know. Because a lot of people read that stuff and they all teach it the same. All right. Because the doctrine of the Israelites and the doctrine of the Christians and all of these people's doctrine is the same. All right. It's the same doctrine. You are now hearing what the Most High wants the people to know. They want the people to know what he's actually saying, not what these pastors have been I won't say lying, I'll say misrepresenting. All right. These people are not telling you the truth, either out of ignorance or out of trying to take advantage of you. All right. So now y'all understand that First Peter 3 1 through 7 is not telling a woman, a physical human being, to be in subjection to a physical human man. That's not what it's talking about. It's telling you to be in control over your doctrine. That's the woman that needs to be in subjection, the doctrine. Now,
Yes, sir.
Next we're gonna go on ahead and get Elder Samuel to come up in here, because we promised it last time that he was gonna give us a basic understanding of Samson and Delilah. If we able to go on ahead and finish with him relatively quickly, we'll give you a little bit of Esther as well, so that we can wet y'all whistle and get y'all to thinking, about what this stuff is actually saying. All right. Now that y'all know what woman means, this stuff should open up for y'all whenever he start telling you about Samson and Delilah, and I start telling y'all about what Mordecai and Esther is talking about. All right.
Yes.
But go ahead, Elder.
And elders, please don't be ashamed to put your precepts in the chat. Put your precepts in the chat. It's an interactive class.
Yeah.
If you have a question about what we're teaching, ask it, and we'll read it out the chat, and we can answer it for you. Don't be afraid. This is purely interactive.
Yes.
The thing I want to bring to the viewers' attention, Samson can go on for a long time, but I'm going to hit on some quick things to let you know, to see spiritually what it's actually talking about.
Yes, sir.
It's a long class, and I will have this class again, even if I have to give it to the IUIC brothers who I'm teaching now, okay, on the side.
Right.
We're going to go through Samson quickly, and forgive me, but I will give this class again because it's going to get long. Elder spoke about, we spoke about it's a different way to read the Bible, according to the letter of the law. So I want to keep us in the spirit, but go to Genesis chapter 6 and 16. Let's see what God told Noah, and then we'll go straight to Samson. And I'm cutting this short because it's such a short time that we're dealing with the internet right now, but it's going to be a longer class. But you guys, young ladies and young men, need to start reading the Bible spiritually. Get the spiritual precepts. But read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 16. A window shalt thou make to the ark.
Now, this person, look at yourself as being God's house. Now, this person is building himself up, Noah, okay? If he building out, he looking out the window, he's seeing sin. He don't want sin to come in. Your house is your building, okay? Read.
And in a cubit shalt thou finish it above.
Square. When you talk about hewing something, you're cubing it to fit in the Most High's house. And I'm going to have a bigger class about this because I'm going a little deep, but then I'm going straight to Samson. Read.
To get them to understand about what you're saying about that. Remember, they was building Pharaoh's pyramids and all that stuff with brick. Okay, he talking about them cubes. He talking about doctrines and stuff. Okay, whenever they start talking about walls, they putting bricks in the wall. It's talking about the same thing. Just so y'all know. All right.
Yes.
And in a cubit shalt thou finish it above.
Above now. Okay? Because he's about to break it down.
And the door of the ark.
Now who's the door? Christ is the
Christ.
door. Yep. All right, read.
Of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof.
Now Noah leading these people, the doctrine. Read.
With lower, second, and
lower is the reading the Bible literally. These teachers gonna know how to read the Bible literally, like a letter. Read.
Second.
Stop. Break it down carnal like IUIC break it down. Read.
And third, stories.
Stories.
This prophet gonna know how to teach it 3 different ways. Okay?
It ain't
Read.
talking about no doggone, he on the 3rd floor. It ain't saying that. That's just what they call it here. Y'all got to speak the language of the Most High. He's saying this a story. That mean a doctrine.
Right.
Doctrine. Now, I'm sorry, new viewers. Just go back and watch the older tapes. But I will have we're gonna go deep. We're going deep now. We're gonna go deep, but I'm gonna explain this milk. Okay? Read.
Yes, sir. Shalt thou make it.
Everybody that's rolling with Noah. We can go to read that right there. Everybody rolling with Noah. He's gonna teach them how to read the scrolls literally. He's gonna teach them how to break it down carnally. And he's gonna teach them how to break it down spiritually, y'all. Read.
Yes, sir. Verse 17. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth.
The waters are a lot of water coming on the carnal understanding. Write down Genesis 3:17. The earth is rejected. The carnal understanding. When you see earth, it's God don't want that. Read.
To destroy all flesh.
Stop. Flesh is your meat. Whatever man he's eating at the time, learning at the time, he's going to destroy those doctrines. All flesh. Remember John 6:55. Christ said, my flesh is meat indeed. My flesh is the spiritual interpretation that you need to consume. Read.
Wherein is the breath of life.
Stop. That carnal interpretation that IUIC teaching is the wrong doctrine for life, for everlasting life. It's carnal. This meat interpretation is what God is saying what you need to get. Read.
From under heaven.
Under heaven. These are the person elevated are the people in heaven. Psalms 148:1. The ones who's elevated, they are in heaven. They are stars, moon, sun, the clouds. The clouds give rain. Okay. We explained this in our video, but I'm telling you, it's 3 different ways to read this Bible that he taught Noah. Noah knew how to separate each one of those doctrines. When you cross them all up 4 ways, then you're throwing everything in it. That's missing diverse seeds. Deuteronomy 22:9. Read.
Yes.
And everything that is in the earth shall die.
All that understanding, those things that's in that carnal interpretation of the earth, they're going to be walking around stupid. Okay?
Yep.
Now, the point I want to bring up was 3 ways. Now, go to Judges 13:1, because we need to get on this about Samson. And I'm going to talk through it and we're going to jump. I apologize, viewers, but I will have a bigger class.
Right.
Read verse 1.
Judges chapter 13 and verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And
what the Most High called evil is the carnal interpretation. That carnal interpretation, he hates it. Read.
And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years.
They did evil. So they started going carnal. So the Most High said, okay, go ahead. So they went carnal. Same thing with IUIC members done. They're in Egypt right now. They're dealing with Pharaoh. Say, go ahead. After he finished whipping you for a long time, running you to death, and you really find out that the Israelites murdered Jesus and all the prophets, you'll think about it. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And there was a certain man of Zorah.
Stop. A certain man. That's happening today. A certain man. A similitude can be a certain man. Right now, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 13. A similitude of any figure. In verse 15. Read.
The family of the Danites, whose name was...
Stop. Danites are anybody go for any meat. They go for dainty meats.
Yeah.
Go to Proverbs 23:3. Danites are people that go for any meat. They grab any interpretation. That's what Samuel's problem was. He grabbed at anything and to learn.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 3. Be not desirous of his dainties,
See that?
for they are deceitful meat.
See, that was his understanding. He was grabbing at any flesh come by. It's your job as a Israel to teach people. But Samson kept going, and I'm gonna show you. Go to Genesis 49:16. He kept going backwards all the time. Remember, he's a Danite. He's from the tribe of Dan. That's the doctrine he was in.
Elder, it look like you going here a little and there a little.
That's what it looks like to me. It's almost like he's got knowledge.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 49 and verse 16. Dan shall judge his people.
Now, this is
as
the tribe that Samson was in right here. He was a Danite.
Yep.
See? Read.
as one of the tribes of Israel.
As one of the tribes of Israel. Read.
Verse 17. Then shall be a serpent by the way,
Read.
and
No,
adder.
past that serpent. A serpent
Yeah.
is a liar.
Yep.
Mhm.
Didn't the
Liar.
serpent? Didn't the serpent?
The guy, Eve.
Yeah, he's a
Mhm.
liar.
He go to and fro in the earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can't understand. He go
He
to
on
and
his
fro
belly.
on his
Mhm.
belly, in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
An adder in the path
Uh-huh.
that
Yep.
Uh-huh.
biteth the horse heels.
A horse is a prophet, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The heels is
Mhm.
his doctrine.
Yep.
So, was it Psalms 32:9?
32 and 9. Yep.
Yeah, that's a horse. It's a dumb prophet.
Mm-hmm.
So that his rider shall fall backward.
That's what he was having a problem
That's that
with.
dainty meat.
Yep, that's that precept
That's what
upon
he
precept
telling
that they fall back.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's what he's talking about.
Mhm.
So go back to Judges chapter 13. We're going to skip stop at 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This what God told his father, okay, and mother. His father was he was a heavy prophet. He turned out to be a heavy
I think
prophet.
he
but
wanted
they-
3 next. I think he reading down to 4.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
hmm
It's hard work on these sticks.
Hey man, everybody can't do it like I do it, bro.
Judges chapter 13 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman.
Now this woman is in his dad's mind, his doctrine.
Yes.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
The father got a doctrine. That's his woman, his
Yes.
wife. Yeah, he got a biological wife, but he talking about this woman right here.
Yes.
God is talking to that doctrine. Read.
Yes. And said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren, and bearest not. But thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
Now this son gonna be a mighty prophet.
Yes.
Read.
You're gonna have a legacy.
Yes.
Next verse.
Verse 4. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not
Learn.
the wine.
Don't drink that wine when it's defiled. Right now, Micah 2:11. You don't have to go there.
Yeah.
Nor strong drink.
Yeah.
Read.
No strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing.
Don't learn anything that's not clean. No carnal mess.
Right.
See that? Eat me, learn. He don't want
Yes.
you to. He don't want this child to learn this wickedness.
First
Read.
Corinthians 3, 1 and 2.
Verse 5. For, lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come
Stop.
on.
Leviticus 10 and 6. He said, no razor. This the razor what he's talking about.
Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 6. And Moses said unto Aaron, and unto Eleazar, and unto Ithamar, his sons, uncover not your heads.
He said, don't ever take God off your head. IUIC. Don't ever take the words of God off your head. IUIC. The woman, don't ever take the words of God off your head. His words are spiritual. And that husband of yours, so-called carnal man that you got, that's bowing down on the street for your Lord, Nathaniel, can lie of IUIC, they have taken off their head, God. They don't know the spiritual interpretation. So what happens when that happens? Nathaniel and Kalai become their God.
Yep.
Read.
Neither rend your clothes.
Don't change your doctrine. It's that the armor of God. Don't ever take the armor of God off you. Read.
Lest ye die.
That's what happened to Samson. Now he's walking around stupid in prison. We'll get to it. Read.
And lest wrath come upon all the people.
All the people, all the people, all the people.
Yeah,
Read.
you're responsible as a prophet to teach the people. Remember, we was talking about Aaron in teaching. If you mess up, you gonna pass it down to them people. That's why the Most High get ticked off at them prophets, because they teaching errors.
Yeah, the whole head is sick.
Yeah.
Read.
But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which the Lord hath kindled.
See, he cannot hit that spot. Go to Leviticus 21 and 10. A lot of this stuff, viewers, I'm gonna talk it through because it's a lot, but I'm gonna give a longer class. So Samson is amazing. He's fascinated about these doctrines, and that's what got him in trouble. Read that right there.
Thing, as far as cutting off that hair, because you talking about putting a razor to the head. Now, y'all do understand that whenever you cut off the hair off of a head, that head becomes naked. And when you are naked, you are in sin. Right. It's these similar words. Y'all got to kind of learn how to kind of like look at the words and kind of like get a understanding of what he's saying. He's saying the same thing as naked, but he's saying it differently, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so we got to go.
Kind of like remember that.
Hold on, we got a good one for Razor. Hold on, Craft. This, not that. Let's pull your precept real quick. You got one for Razor. A good one. You don't mind me, Elder? Psalms 52.
No, go ahead, Elder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I probably got the same thing, but yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, I love it. It's an interactive class. Please put your precepts in for.
Y'all ain't gonna be able to put y'all precepts up over there at certain people's show and get a question answered and offer y'all tithe.
Right.
Of this meat that y'all putting on this fire, which we appreciate. Thank you, Craft. This, not that.
Yes. Awesome. Look at Elder. Yeah, go ahead. It's a bomb. Go ahead, I like this one.
Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah, I got that one.
Psalms chapter 52 and verse 2. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully.
Yes.
That's what Delilah did. That's what Delilah did. That's what she did that to Samson. Yeah, but But we're gonna move about.
Go back to 10?
Jump to 7. No, we're gonna have to let's see here.
Judges.
Did we finish that up?
No, we didn't finish this one. We stopped at razor.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, finish that one up.
That was a good one. So now you know what a razor is. That was a good
Yes.
precept.
All praises to the Most High.
All praise.
All praise.
Judges 13 verse 5. For, lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head.
Yes.
For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from
unto
the
God,
womb.
unto God, unto
Yes.
God. A lot of you so-called Israelites, y'all are Nazarites. Y'all don't took a vow to the Most High. You're gonna do what He say do, but you do what Nathaniel say do.
And then got
You do
your
what
head
Kalai say
shaved
do.
off. Shave
Right.
your head off.
You still
Right.
got
Shave
him
it
on
right
your
off.
head, your leadership. This man
That's
is
right.
only working for God at this point. That's it.
Mhm.
Read.
And that's up.
You should know something wrong when the man told you to go outside in 20-degree weather without no hat on.
That's not smart.
Read that.
No.
Yeah.
8. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb.
Unto.
Womb is the
He-
mind. Mhm.
Womb is the mind.
And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of
Yeah.
the hand of the Philistines.
And
Yes. So if this man get it wrong, his followers will be messed up too.
yes.
You see that? Because
Yes.
that's exactly what Delilah did. She took a sharp knife.
Yes.
Yes.
She took a sharp doctrine and tore
Yes.
him up. Now, he used to love dainty meats, learning from
Yes.
different doctors. Those women are doctors. Jump to 24. We're gonna have to speed it up, Elder.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Judges chapter 13 and verse 24. And the woman bare a son and called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Lord
Stop.
blessed him.
Stop. Now he grew with understanding. Write this down, viewers. Luke chapter 2, verse 52. He grew in understanding. If a child born, they're gonna naturally, if I feed them corn food, they're gonna grow.
Yeah.
But we go to the spiritual side. He grew in
Yes.
understanding. Because some people grow up to be stupid, carnally.
Yep.
Right now, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 26. He grew in understanding. Okay? And I will give a longer class.
Yeah.
Verse 25.
Verse 25. And the Spirit of the Lord began to move him at times in the camp of Dan between
See,
Zorah.
See, Dan, he go
Yep.
backwards sometimes. He'll go
Yep.
forward, backwards. Forward, backwards. He's in that doctrine. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
In the doctrine of Dan. Because Dan is a doctrine that make you, it bite you and fall backwards.
Mhm.
Read.
He's a snake. He's a serpent.
Between Zorah and Eshtaol.
Those are doctrines.
14.
Yeah,
Judges 14 and 1. And Samson went down into
Down.
Timphel.
See, he going down. He goes from spiritual to go down. Y'all see that?
Yep.
Read.
and saw a woman in am I saying this correctly?
Timnath.
Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines.
He saw this doctrine. He went down and he saw a doctrine. Woman is a doctrine, y'all.
Doctrine of the Philistines.
Jump the.
doctrine.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead
Yes,
and read
carnal
that.
doctrine. When they start talking about Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines, Timnath is a carnal doctrine. It's a doctrine of the Philistines. Those are the soothsayers.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Verse 2. And he came up and told his father and his mother.
He went back up because his daddy, he know for a fact, he didn't want his daddy to hear that carnal mess.
Yeah.
He went back up, spiritual. And what he asked his daddy?
And said, I have seen a woman in
Timnath.
Timnath of the daughters of the
doctrine?
Philistines.
A doctrine of the Philistines. Verse 3.
Verse 3. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren? Or
Don't you
among
know anybody else? Don't you know anybody else that got a doctrine like yours?
Right. Right. A righteous doctrine of your
A
brethren.
righteous doctrine. Yes. Read.
or among all my people that goeth to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines?
Circumcised of the mind, y'all. Write down Jeremiah 4:4, Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 16, and chapter 10, verse 16 through 20. Uncircumcised mind. This man is talking spiritual.
Right. He's saying them Philistines are uncircumcised. He said that stuff that ain't approved by God. That's
it's
filth.
not clean.
That's what he said.
It's not clean.
Filth. Yeah.
Chapter 5. And I will have a longer class, but I want y'all to see what I'm about to get to.
Verse 5. Then went Samson down and his father and his mother to Timnath.
Down.
To that doctrine. Read.
And came to the vineyards of Timnath.
And doctrines.
Yep.
Behold, a young lion roared against him.
IUIC boy.
Yeah.
IUIC boy. Like I'm teaching these boys on the side. IUIC boy. Read.
Next verse.
Next verse.
Verse 6. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. And
spiritual interpretation.
And he rent him as he would have rent a kid.
Still stuck in milk.
Yeah.
Read.
And he had nothing in his hand.
He didn't have no good doctrine. The hand is your doctrine, right?
But he told not his father or his mother what he had done.
Because he went down. Now, write down for milk, Hebrews chapter 5, verse 13 through 14.
You got it in the
Write
chat.
down.
Yeah,
It's in the chat.
Okay.
We just read that one.
Yeah. We went
Okay, good.
Yeah, we went over milk and
Okay.
Verse
That's
7.
right, that's right. That.
And he went down and talked with the woman, and she pleased Samson well.
Verse 8. This woman is an allegory for a doctrine.
Verse 8. And after a time he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion. And
now, the carcass is a body.
It's a dead body.
Yeah.
It's a dead body.
Yep.
Y'all see that?
It's a church.
Read on.
Right.
And behold, there was a swarm of bees, and the honey.
Oh, stop. We gotta get something. Go to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. Cause we got to get the body.
Didn't the scripture say something about the Most High sending some bees or some hornets against some people or something one time?
Oh yeah, bro. We gonna get a precept for it.
What's Revelation what?
11 and 8.
Gotcha.
This is carcass, dead bodies.
Yes, sir.
And they're doing it right now. They're doing it right now.
Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie
Fib.
in
the street. In the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
They're sleeping with any other doctrine, and they're in Egypt in bondage. And you know you are. You better shut up when the thing say something. You better shut up. I tell him to shut up, and he shut up. So I'm gonna tell you to shut up. You listen to your boss man. Shut your mouth.
Yep.
And because I'm gonna tell the thing to shut his face.
Yep.
Because you're defiling your temple.
Yeah.
Read.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Now, y'all crucifying Christ, the doctrine, guys.
Yep.
It's a spiritual interpretation. So we go back to Judges chapter 13.
14 and 8.
Yes.
Judges chapter 14 and verse 8. And after a time, he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion.
Them dead bodies, he after don't slew. Cause this fool, after he don't slew this kid, he up there preaching again. Read.
And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass.
Stop. Let's get the bees. Psalms 118 and 2. This young lion, after, because he is lying, telling fibs.
Right.
Samson done tore him up with the precept, and they back out there again, talking. After elders of Israel have slain them, slew them, and they back out there preaching. Yeah. Let's see what the Bible say.
You said 118 and 2?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Psalms chapter 1:8.
Well, I'm trying to see where it's at. Now the bees. Is it Proverbs? I get that mixed up. Sorry about that, viewers. Try Proverbs 118 and 2.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, Psalms 118.
I get them.
Verse 12.
Is it 12?
Yeah,
Okay, let's go to 12 then. Let's go to 12. There you go.
Let me go back on.
That's it. That's the one I wanted.
Yeah, let me get the whole.
That's the one I wanted.
All right. Yep.
Yep.
Psalms chapter 118 and verse 11. They compassed me about. Yea, they compassed me about. But in the name of the Lord, I will destroy them.
And the doctrine
of the Lord.
And the doctrine of the Lord.
Verse 12. They compass me about like bees.
That they doing it, ain't
they? They are quenched as the fire of thorns.
You see that? Them thorns keeping them alive. We made a video years ago about the thorns.
Yes, sir.
Purple thorns. There you go again. That's what they teach it, like bees.
Yep.
They're on the street. We brought it up in Revelation chapter 11.
Yep.
Read.
For in the name of the Lord, I will destroy them.
So we go back.
Bees is proud.
Let's go to honey. Let's get a precept for honey. Proverbs 16:24. A swarm of bees and honey.
So now you see, because you know all them liquids is doctrines. So that's the doctrine of them bees. Y'all see how he creating the metaphor. So that guy that he defeated, he still had a sweet doctrine.
Yes, he still.
It might not have been righteous, but
people.
it was still attractive. Yeah.
It's attractive doctrine to them guys on the street. You know, you black, Jesus black, and don't even know the Israelites murdered Jesus, even though he was black. Okay, dude.
You know our history.
God, black,
you know our
black.
history in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right.
Bible.
History in the Bible.
It's still sweet to them. It's still sweet to
Yes.
them. This lion, Nathaniel, on the street still teaching. His followers too. Read.
Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 23. The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, and addeth learning to his lips.
Read.
Verse 24. Pleasant words are as an honeycomb.
That's what Elder King Johanna was just talking about. You know, you in the Bible. You in the Bible.
You in the Bible.
Jesus black. You know Jesus black. Even though black folk murdered him, but he was black.
Ain't you black?
Right.
Ain't you black?
Black,
Okay,
black,
bro.
black.
Okay.
But then you can't give me two precepts for burnt brass. You can't show it.
Can't show.
Sweet to the soul and health of the bones.
Doctrines. So when you go back, remember, and you can start at there was a swarm. Verse 8, yeah.
Judges 14 and verse 8. There was a swarm of bees and honey
Sweet words.
In the carcass of the
Dead
lion.
people. See, dead people of the lion. Verse 9.
Congregation.
Yep.
Congregation.
Sounds sweet, but ain't nothing but dead people over there.
Number dead people.
Verse 9. And he took thereof in his hands, and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them, and they did eat. But he told not them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion.
That no words out of the lion. See, he learning that mess too at the same time. Y'all see it. You see,
he warning.
Go to 16.
The prophets. He warning the prophets. Y'all supposed to be learned all of their testimonies. Like he said, the law to the
wrongdoings.
Testimony. Listen, this is a warning to the prophet.
That's
I'm
what
telling
it
you,
is.
if it don't come according to them 2 or 3, then that ain't what it means. Okay, y'all have to pay attention, because y'all ain't never heard what he breaking out to y'all. It's talking about something else, and y'all think it's talking about some man ripping a lion in half, and it ain't talking.
Nah. I ain't talking about that. I will have a bigger version, but because we short on time. But jump to chapter 16.
All right.
Now we're gonna get to the part about Delilah.
Yeah.
He's always fascinated with these doctrines, y'all.
Judges chapter 16 and verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her.
Now this a righteous prophet right here. You think of the foul doctrine. Now you think this man going around sleeping around people?
No.
I mean, carnally doing that. If you read it, the letter of the law, that's what he doing. He got muscles and everything. He sleep with any woman come by. That wasn't the case.
Right.
That was a movie.
Exactly.
That's the movie. This man going trying to learn these doctrines and destroy doctrines. Okay? Read.
Verse 2. And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all the night in the gate
They didn't have to understand.
of the city.
They didn't have to understand. They waiting. They still stupid. The gate is an elder. Read.
And were quiet all the night, saying,
They better shut that. They better be quiet, because they don't have to understand it against Samson at this time. Read.
In the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him.
When we get the light, John 8:12, some better understanding, we're gonna have him looking stupid. He gonna be walking dead.
Yep.
Yes. Drop
Verse
down.
3.
I'm sorry. Drop down to 4. Now this is when he come in contact with Delilah. Okay.
You know,
Verse
you can use
4.
that next verse too, man.
Say what?
You can use that next verse whenever you want to. Skip to one.
Y'all not see it?
Yeah, we see it. I'm saying you're going through the process of going all the way to the top. I mean, you just hit that next verse. And
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the
Hey, man. I'm just a vessel.
Verse 4. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek.
She will ruin you. She was a wreck. This woman will ruin you. This doctrine will ruin you. Right? It won't tell you what.
Down in that valley.
Let me get this. Yeah, brother. Let me get this precept. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's playing off that word sore.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm trying to get that. Go to Proverbs 5 and 5.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 5. Her feet go down to death.
Her doctrine go down to death. That's what feet mean, viewers. Doctrine. Feet means doctrine. Read.
Ecclesiastes 5:1 and 2.
Her steps take hold on hell.
See that? Go to Proverbs 23:27.
When they start talking about steps, it ain't talking about some mountain range of Esau and all that other stuff. When they say they hunt our step, that means they challenging our doctrine. All right.
That's what it means.
They ain't talking about Esau trying to kill black people. That ain't what that's talking about. All right. So that y'all know, steps talking about feet, path, doctrine. All right.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 27. For a whore is a deep ditch.
When you get into that doctrine, yes, you will go deeper and deeper in that doctrine. You'll go deeper and deeper in that doctrine.
That ain't what they say it is. They so nasty, man.
Man.
Ditches in the earth. Earth is cursed. It's a lie.
Yep.
Yes.
And a strange woman is a narrow pit.
So if you go to Proverbs 7:4 and 5, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm sorry, Elder.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Proverbs 7 and 4 through 5. They tell you what the strange woman is. Strange doctrine.
Yeah, and also Hebrews 13 and 9, a strange doctrine. Go to Isaiah 43 and 7. We might have to do a second class next week too. Yeah.
No, we just gonna go ahead and try and do what you can to go ahead and try and speed it up a little bit so we can try and get to the end of it.
Start at 6. Start at 6.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
But
that
no,
that was verse 7.
You might have to just go on ahead and just call out the precepts, so
bro.
You know what you're talking about. That's all.
We'll go back to Judges.
Okay. Go back to Judges. Cause see, here's the thing. This woman will ruin you. She'll wreck your life. This doctrine will tear you up. So go back to go ahead.
That he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah.
It was a beautiful doctrine. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, entice him, and see.
The same thing that what's his name? Who betrayed Judas. And also Balaam. We'll give you some money. And Ithon of IUIC. The same thing. We'll give you some money. Read.
You gotta teach me 11-hour and 36-minute class.
That's right.
I'll pass.
Don't pay for that thing.
Right.
And see wherein his great strength lieth. And
lieth, where his great strength lieth. What doctrine is he in? Where do we have rest? So you can lie in a doctrine, fib in a doctrine, or you can have lie down in a doctrine and have rest. Isaiah chapter 62 and 7. Jerusalem is our rest. That's the bed we in. A lot of people in Jezebel doctrine.
Yeah.
Read.
Rest mean believe.
And by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver.
We'll pay you.
Reprobate prophets.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Reprobate silver.
But it goes on and on. And he kept challenging them with doctrines and stuff. Those clothes and stuff where he was bringing to them and they bringing him. He teaching them. He said, learn this. He'll give them a sort of like a parable, okay, for them to figure out.
Right. Riddle. That's what
riddle.
They use the word
That's
riddle.
what they call. Yeah, because they wicked. A riddle. Now, jump to 15.
And notice the name, Delilah.
Right.
Okay.
You mean to tell my name, my kid, that?
Judges chapter 16 and verse 15. And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me?
The Most High. He told her certain things. He was telling her the truth, but she couldn't figure out what he was saying. You see that saying? His heart was with the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to take the Most High. She wanted to take, that's his strength.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you keep the Most High on your head,
Yeah.
and his words on your head, that's your strength.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted her to take away his strength. Take God off his head and take the words of God off his head. Read.
Thou hast mocked me these 3 times.
Cut up.
3 precepts.
3 precepts.
Yes. He was cutting her up. He was telling her the truth, but she couldn't figure out the parable of what he was telling her.
And hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth.
Because he wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying.
Verse 16. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words.
She kept smiling like the IUIC do with them videos, keeping them folks stupid, keeping them folks stupid, keeping them calm, keeping them calm. Y'all see that?
Till you get addicted to watching them videos.
Yes.
Next thing you know, you didn't cut your hair.
Yes. You don't cut your hair.
Because you got God's doctrine from your mama when she told you don't hate nobody.
You was in the kingdom then.
Right.
Believe it or not,
the kingdom.
You was in the kingdom. That's the least of getting in the kingdom. Having peace.
Yep. That's what John the Baptist
And we can prove
did.
it. We can prove it. We can prove it. Read.
And urged him so that his soul was vexed unto death.
See that? The man said he got so sick and tired that he might as well give in.
Yep. That's what happened to a lot of people whenever they join them camps. The people that sat up and then they heard them doctrines over and over and over and over. They say, man, I can do what they doing. I know the precepts for they even saying them out there on the street.
Yes.
Verse 17. That he told her all his heart.
Stop. Isn't that what Solomon did to Queen Sheba?
Yep.
All the understanding he gave her. Read.
And said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God.
Unto who?
Unto God.
Nobody was able to cut him off my head. We brought up a precept. Elder Kenyon had it, Psalm 52 and 2, brought it up. Nobody could take God off my head. Nobody could take the spiritual interpretation or off of elders of Israel head.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what he's telling this woman. That's the reason why. But look what she did. She kept pressing him. See that?
Yep.
For I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb.
See that?
Her doctrine.
Her doctrine. Your mother is Jerusalem.
Yep.
Galatians 4:26.
Love your neighbor.
Yes. Read.
If I be shaven, then
hold tight. If you take God off my head, you take the spiritual interpretation off my head, what did he say?
Then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak.
You can do anything you want to do with me. If you tell me to go out on the street, I do it. If you tell me to tell my wife to shut up, I do it.
Yep.
Whatever you tell me to do, Lordship, I do it.
Yes.
Guess what? Because I'm your slave now.
Right.
Read.
And be like any other man.
Carnal and stupid. Read.
Yep. It's a prophecy. It's talking about y'all. It's telling you what happened to you. Y'all Samson. Y'all don't know it, but that's what y'all are. Y'all Samson.
Yes.
They trick you into following the devil.
The devil. Read.
Verse 18. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart,
she mine. Yeah.
Sent and called for the lords of the Philistines saying,
Elders of
come
no IUIC,
The soothsayers.
IUIC,
I'm old warlocks over there.
IUIC. He ready. He ready to submit with us. The lighter say he ready for him to submit to us now.
That's right.
Go Isaiah 2:6.
I said I started following them old warlocks over there at UIC.
Injustice League.
man.
They sitting over there throwing
God,
dried bones on the table and seashells. Ain't nothing but voodoo they got over there.
Yeah, bro. She called him right quick, didn't
Yes.
she? She called him quick. Go ahead
Yes.
and make him more dumber.
Yeah,
Man.
make him a dummy. Use
Yeah.
history to subdue him.
Yeah, bro.
Subdue him with a lie about history. That's
Yeah,
how
bro.
you subdue him.
Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 6. Therefore, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and
Ecclesiastes, hold tight, Elder. Ecclesiastes 7:11. They got the son, the understanding of the Philistines' doctrine. Jacob
And
was given to the curse. Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 28. Yes, he's given to the curse. Read.
and are soothsayers
There
like
it is.
the Philistines,
So Jacob is just like the Philistines now.
Yep.
Read.
and they please themselves in the children of strangers.
You see that? They don't know God. They don't know God. They don't know God's doctrine. So you go back where you were.
Verse 18. She sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying,
IUIC members, they leadership.
Leadership.
Come-
leadership.
come up this once, for he hath shewed me all his heart.
His
Yeah.
Then
His doctrine, his mind. Read.
Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their
Shemaiah.
hand.
Shemaiah, Amaziah get paid by Nathaniel.
Yup.
Now tell me I'm lying.
Right.
All of them get money. Tell them
Yeah.
lying.
Get money.
Read.
Face Honda. I got
What's
plenty
up?
money. I got
Yes,
plenty
sir.
money.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Uh,
Verse 19. And she made him sleep upon her knees.
stop.
And
Sleeping. Now you doggone talking about a spaceship gonna get you.
Yeah, you stupid.
Yep.
You
old-
stupid.
You stupid.
The man.
Right.
Now he's stupid. He's stupid.
Those weren't drones.
The
Those
need-
were spaceships.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
His
22
need. The
of
needs
3.
are her doctrines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
These are doctrines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's bones, y'all.
So
Yes.
he's asleep. He's in ignorance.
Yes.
Yep.
He's in ignorance. Thank you, Elder.
Thank you.
He ignorant.
And she called for a man,
Prophet.
Mhm.
and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks on his head.
Yeah.
It's
Complete
covered.
understanding. Yep.
That man had complete understanding. The man had the doctrine of the 7 churches.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He let it all.
The man had, yeah, it all go. And the man, go to Numbers 13, 14, 15. This the man here. And we're going to prove it up in this chapter. This is the man.
Numbers chapter 14 and verse 15. Now if thou shalt kill all this people as one man,
Leadership, the IUIC leadership.
then the nations which have heard the fame of these will speak, saying,
Read.
verse 16, because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land which
Jerusalem, the doctrine.
Yep. Yep.
Read.
which he sware unto them. Therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness.
All as one man. Now, when you go back to, we're gonna jump 23.
Verse 23. Then the lords of the Philistines gathered them together for to offer a great.
They all is one man.
Yep.
The lords, plural. Read.
A great sacrifice unto Dagon, their god.
Nathaniel.
That's Nathaniel. He's a similitude.
Yeah.
And can lie. We ain't forgot about you, can lie.
Can lie.
Read.
And to rejoice, for they said, our God hath delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hand.
See, you ain't gonna do that over here though.
But that's what he did. That's what he did. They rejoicing because they got all them people up under them.
Yes.
Y'all been delivered. Y'all Samson. Y'all done got
Samson.
tricked and y'all done got delivered to these nuts over there. Them dudes ain't nothing but the devil. They soothsayers. They telling all kind of crazy, outlandish things that supposedly is in the Bible. And you sit there and the only thing they bringing to say that that's what it means is an AI picture. And y'all falling for it.
Yo, God, who you worship, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
That's why they got halos over their pictures now. You notice that, right?
Man, that's embarrassing, bro.
They got halos.
That's embarrassing.
Okay. Yeah. Next verse. Let's roll.
Verse 24. And when the people saw him, they praised their God.
And
for they said,
you know, that's the same thing when they did to Jesus. The same thing.
Yep.
But Jesus did not give up the Most High, take him off his head.
Right.
They traded him for what? A thief and a robber.
Yep.
Nathaniel and Kalai.
Y'all know that. Oh, can't lie, can't lie.
Yes. Yes.
Can't lie, can't lie.
Man.
Read on.
Yes, sir. Our God hath delivered unto our hands our enemy and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us.
See that? He was converting them.
Yeah.
When Samson was when he killed those people, he was converting those people to the Most High's doctrine.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a bigger class. When he carried the gates of Gaza, he destroyed those leaders, which are gates, and put them on a hill, and they started teaching people.
Yep.
Hill is a congregation, y'all.
That's right. Hey, well, Elder, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's wait for this table this for next week. This will be
okay. All praises.
We know where we at, Judges 16:24. So people are going to be watching the video anyway. We're going to leave it right here. And the rest of it, you can try to figure out yourself. We don't want to give you all of it.
Yeah.
This is what a part where you got to go through and do your homework, you know what I'm saying, and get the 7th day.
Yeah.
You're in the 6th day right now. You got to go get the 7th day. You know what I'm saying? And get the full understanding so you can rest your mind on this situation.
Yeah. And when I just started talking about Sabbath, y'all, it's many courses in the Bible. All right. When it's talking about, it ain't saying every Saturday. He's saying you got to learn the different subjects of the Bible and get to the 7th day on them subjects. It ain't telling you got to show up at some man building on Saturday. That's not what it's saying. You got to learn the different subjects of the Bible. That's what it's telling you to do. Get complete understanding so that you have rest or believe what the Most High says it means. All right. All right. So, you know, we continue to go down this road. You know, I mean, it seems to be working out pretty decently here. You know, we always appreciate the fact that our elders come through and they drop a precept here or there. You know, that's so that y'all know. Whenever you go and you take your wisdom and you put your wisdom before the altar. The altar is this show we got right now. All right. The altar is the fire. We bringing the fire, right? You go and you put your wisdom before the altar. Then the priest, that's us teaching. We just happen to be the priests on this show. The priests take 2 or 3 precepts. You see how when we what was the name of that elder that gave that precept for
that was
Fraser.
Elder Craft, this, not that.
Yeah. So he put his meat on the altar. Can y'all see how that's what the tithe is? He
Yes,
put
sir.
his meat on the fire.
He or she, we don't know.
Yes.
He or she.
Well, yeah, he or she. They put their meat on the fire. We go.
That's what God wants.
2 or 3.
That's what God wants.
Tithes and offering. They offered that understanding
A
to
meat
help
offering.
to help Israel get understanding. They get the credit. We ain't saying we brought the precept. I know Elder Samuel probably had that and others, but he or whoever that person is, they presented it.
Yep.
So
That's
we
right.
give credit to them. That don't mean we
That's
know
right.
more than that person or no less than that person. We all in this thing together. There ain't no competition.
Right.
So if you have precepts and you go and you give your wisdom to help to educate your brother, that's how you tithe. Okay? It ain't got nothing to do with reaching in your back pocket, and pulling out them old greenbacks. That ain't what it's talking about.
No.
All right. So we're so glad, that you guys have been watching, and we hope you get something out of these classes. The Most High, he kind of showing his hand now. Y'all seeing a whole lot of activity now. All right. Y'all seeing things that y'all ain't seen before. And it's talking about wars and rumors of wars and all that other stuff. All right. We getting into a time period where things about to get tight, y'all. Chances are you'll never be able to fully understand the Most High's doctrine. So what we're explaining to y'all is, if you on the fence, it's time to pick a side.
Right.
You got to look and see whether or not the stuff that you've learned lines up with what makes sense with you. That's what we call weighing the fire. You got to weigh the fire to kind of figure out which way the Most High is leading you. Be aware that there's not much time. Things are moving quickly, as you see. You're literally watching it happen. Because the Most High, the one thing he can't do, he can't lie. He say Babylon gonna fall.
It's gonna fall.
So you sitting there watching. I'll give you just one thing to let you know how serious this thing is. When y'all saw, and some of y'all have seen it, some of y'all don't know nothing about it, but whenever that 6th generation stealth fighter that China showed, that's U.S. technology. That means they got the blueprints, and they showing you and telling the whole world, yeah, we got it. And they made the statement that we have now surpassed the U.S.
And they also been hacking all our systems.
They letting you know they ain't afraid of the United States, right?
No.
They not. Now, it's one thing about the United States. That's why they made that character Superman about him. Because at the end of the day, he ain't backing down to nobody. So chances are, it's on. I'm just telling.
Yeah, no.
And if we that close, why them spaceships ain't told y'all where to meet? Say, look here, I'm gonna be over here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Y'all just come to Lincoln, Nebraska.
All that money you sitting here, you probably could have bought your spaceship by now.
I'm telling you, could have built his own. But the
God,
thing is, they not telling y'all what y'all need to do. They said a UFO is coming. We've not seen this.
That's
And
what
we're
Nathaniel
seeing
said.
that it's at
IUIC
the
said.
end. It's obvious. So we're trying to explain to y'all that that's a lie. Because he can't prove it. He can't show it. So now that you know that he's lied to you, you don't have a whole lot of time to figure out what's going on. It'll take you too long to figure out what we talking about. But the Most High gave you a way out. He said, forgive your brother.
That's it.
So he can forgive you. That's what you got to do now.
That's what you got to do.
Forget about all of that stuff that happened 200 years ago. What happened in the 60s. That ain't got nothing to do with what's going on now. Because if you can be 100% justified in that you mad because somebody did something to your forefather. But guess what? Christ said forgive them. So you better figure out who you want to serve. That man who's stirring up that hate in your heart or your king, Christ. That's the doctrine. He said, I don't care what they did. Forgive them and move on. And I'm going to have mercy on you because y'all sitting up here still believing in spaceships and y'all don't know what my doctrine is. So my doctrine, in order for you to forego knowing all of them Sabbaths that we talking about, you need to learn how to forgive your brother so that you can be redeemed. That's your only way out. He giving you the option, you need to take it.
Yes, sir.
So does anybody have anything else before we sign off here?
Not at all.
Just go over Psalm 76 and verse 2. God say, if you got peace, and if he's two places he dwells. He dwells in Zion because Zion dwells in Jerusalem. They're the spiritual interpretation people. But peace is shallow. If you got it, you're in the kingdom. Psalm 76 and verse 2. You're in the kingdom. You'll get paradise. Don't hate nobody. We plead with y'all. Don't hate nobody. Don't hate nobody. Get over it.
We trying as best we can.
Yes.
Don't hate nobody, y'all.
Don't.
Let the men go. The men gonna die in their hatred. You know, it'll be a terrible thing if they got all that gold around them whenever that thing hit. You know what I'm saying? They have all that gold mixed in with their body whenever it melt on them. But anywho, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. We're gonna bid all of you all a shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.